What if God really does see? And what if He really does listen? In the city of Hangzhou, city in Asia, city of over 6 million people, just outside of the city is the Linying Temple. A Buddhist temple and monastery has stood on this site for almost 1,000 years. I took my 16-year-old son there. I wanted him to see and to observe. The temple houses the world's largest indoor Buddha. It's over 5.5 stories tall. There are bigger Buddhas that have been carved into mountainsides, but none bigger inside of a building. And this temple that houses this Buddha only has a very small door right at the entrance, and it's lined up visually with the perspective of the Buddha. And people crowd around that door. They want to get dead center where he can see them. And they elbow and they fight and they jockey for position, and you actually see elderly people being stepped on and stepped over, and people as they are bowing in this very, very small, limited space. And here come the saffron-robed priests, and they're stepping over people as they go in and out through this very small door into the temple. I can remember looking at my son. He had tears in his eyes. And I looked at him and I said, "What's wrong with this picture?" And he looked at me and he said, "Dad, they've made God too small." The real God, the God of the Bible, He claims to be everywhere at the same time. He is omnipresent. When King Solomon in 1 Kings chapter 8 built the first temple for God, he declared, "The heaven of heavens cannot contain you, much less this house that I have made for your name." God is everywhere. But is He personal? Does He see? Does He hear? He makes this promise in Psalm 34 and verse 15. "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and His ears are open to their cry." His eyes, as it were, sweeping back and forth all across the earth, looking for those who are looking for Him. And His ears are open to the cries of you and me. Every tear you have ever shed, every dark night you have ever gone through, every storm, every trial, He knows all about it, inside and out, intimately. But there is another side to this coin. If God sees and hears everything, then that means that He sees and He hears everything. And so we are given this admonition. Jesus, as He tells the parable of the sower, He says, "He who has ears to hear, let him hear." So the question not only is God listening? Are we listening to God?